I was supposed to add this on to freedom, to being free. But I had to stop that so many times because my internet was going crazy. So I like usually when I'm going around, I go and I have my internet, my phone for my internet, and I also carry a box. Um, and then I use like the hotspots for my phone because I can connect to different other hotspots or whatever. So I try to do that to stay secure so I can record at any time. That does not happen, y'all. It does not happen. And so this was one of those times. So now I am in down around the corner, literally around the corner from my house, um, in the like the communal area. I won't say well, I guess it is communal area. Um, and um, so I can go and record. And as I was recording free, and I was talking about all the things that I've experienced and the lessons that I learned and things like that, because now I'm free to say what I am, because what happened and things like that, because I'm not legally bound. Um, I don't have fear. I don't have to worry about fear of retaliation, even though that happened a lot. I do live in a place that, even though we say, we don't deal with racism, it is highly racist here, not just for African Americans, but people of color, period. And so, yeah, now I'm able to go and say what I need to say. So I was talking about things, but I started talking about how I got free and the reason why I was so excited about being free and not holding on to things. And so, because I always want to carry things into the next dimension, into the next phase. And God has been really getting on me about that, about bringing other people into equations, just all of that. It has been one. It has definitely tremendously been one. And so, with that, I have with that I have understood some things about freedom, and I talked about that. But and I started talking about building yourself. For me, building myself was learning the ins and outs of homelessness, learning the ins and outs of what I was designed to do and what I was called to do. And some people could say, "Oh yeah, well yeah, you were supposed to be, a case manager. You were supposed to be that." No, I wasn't. I was supposed to be a helper. I know that I'm a professional helper. I know that is what I'm supposed to do, and that is the reason why I place on my on my page professional helper, because uh my job excuse me, my job is to help and to help serve. Um, what are my skills behind that? I have many skills. God has opened up so many opportunities to where I am diverse in a lot of things. And so, um, because of that, because I am diverse in a lot of things and in different populations, it has helped me navigate my life, and it has helped me grow and be successful. And so, um, this this process has helped me to understand the power of branding yourself, building yourself, recreating yourself, rejuvenating yourself. Sometimes we don't need to recreate. Sometimes we just need to revamp ourselves. Just like a company has to revamp every couple of years to stay current. That's the same thing that you have to do with yourself. So if you're renewing your mind and you're changing and you're evolving, you're evolving and you're doing so much to improve your life, it's going to show. It's going to show. It's going to show. And so I've done just that, and I've seen a lot of growth in me. I've seen a lot of things that I couldn't handle at first that I'm able to handle now. I've seen a lot of um, doors being open for me because I've had um, time to do things. I've had time to build myself. And it doesn't happen overnight. This mine is happening. I can see the results after 7, 8 years. Some people take longer, and I know some people 7, 8 years is a long time. To me, it was kind of a long time, but it flew. But it has helped me. Things like that has helped me working on myself, being confident and knowing what I'm called to do. Because I will tell you this, especially society these days. I don't know. They'll make things that look like it's acceptable when they shouldn't be. And things that should be acceptable, they're considered not acceptable. Because we are trained. When I say we are trained, the general population is trained the opposite of success. Okay, they are trained the opposite of success. Okay, um, and because of that, few people get it. Few people understand it. And success for you is different from me, different from all that. But success for me is self-actualization. The money comes afterwards. I've had it times where I didn't have any, but I've had many times where I had had a good amount. So actualization, finding out who and what I truly am and what I'm called to be. Once I started building on myself, and when I say building on myself, I'm not just talking about educationally or fitness wise. I'm talking about on a deep spiritual level. It it grew me. It grew me to um a place where um it grew me to a place where I'm able to see what I don't want and know which direction to go to what I want. You know, and I think that's the best thing in life because you see so many avenues you don't understand when you first start. I didn't understand it. Maybe other people do, but I didn't understand there were many different roads and many different paths to choose. I always thought that it was one path to choose, and there are many paths to choose. And once you start opening up and you start understanding that, because some people think it's many paths to choose and have instances and have trouble finding out which path to do. But I started out on a different level as far as um, understanding that there are many paths, understanding that there are many different ways to success, and then after that, understanding that I saw the many different ways, but I had to choose. I had to choose which path I wanted to do and go with that full heartedly. And and that's what I did. And so um, yeah, and that's what I did. So with that, um, I have oh excuse me, I built myself up. I built myself up. Choosing what I wanted to do and focusing in on that and narrowing on helping people, being a professional helper, becoming a life coach, learning things about trauma, learning things about addictions, learning things that, take people away from their goals and their God given talents and how to help them as far as I can, because we all have limits on what we can and cannot do. We can't fix everything. Uh, But yeah, the power on building yourself. So the advice that I give to you is that understanding that there are a million paths, even spiritually, because we always try to say, especially Christians will say straight and narrow is the way. And that is true. Don't I'm not knocking it. That is true. Okay. I still believe that. Okay. Straight and narrow is the way. But understand that there are many paths, Um, but when you understand what path you want to take and understand what is required to take that path and go about it, it makes a whole difference. Everything else doesn't matter. Everything else doesn't matter. For me, even spiritually, I think about that and I talk about that to some of my clients when we're talking spiritually. Um, I talk about how when I really got closer to God and I really understood what He was saying, Everybody's not going to be on the same path as you. Everybody's not going to be on that same wavelength as you. And even the people who are still, claiming that they're on the same path, there's some people who are not, and some people who are. They're not going to be on the same radar as you. So you got to understand that. And once you understand that and find your path and narrow into what you have, things change. So it requires you to let go of some things that are not that are not pleasing to you. And when I say not pleasing to you, it's not nourishing you, it's not flourishing you. Those people who are trying to take you off your path, trying to get you to do things that you don't want to do anymore, things that you used to do that you don't want to do anymore, that you feel dead doing. You're not gonna want to do that when you get very authentic and you get very um, when you get close to God. You ain't gonna want to do it no more. It's not even gonna be worth it. You're gonna look at it like, why? You know, why? And so that's the feeling. That's what I got from this. So, um, yeah, it's about probably like 4 or 5 people are jogging now. So that's what I wanted to record on that. Build yourself. Build yourself. You will see things coming to you and attracting to you at an accelerated rate when you do this. I guess I can get in there and talk about that. If I get disconnected, I'm just walking through. And it's got a little air pockets through. But I'll talk about that because, hey, we're already in here for 12 minutes, so you might as well finish. Excuse me. When you start going in the direction that you want to go into, I don't give a care who's attacking you. The closer, the harder you get, the more you get, the tighter you get, the more you get surrounded by people who are going in the same direction as you. You start energetically bringing people into your arena that is going to aid you. Now, they don't have to always believe every single thing that you are believing in, but promise you, I promise you, when you do this, when you start getting serious, I had to do that with myself, and I was getting nervous because then something bad happened. Maybe my car stopped or something crazy like that. Do not, and I repeat, do not fall back. Do not, try to reconnect with the former you, the old things that are pressed behind you. Do not turn back. Keep going forward and watch your life propel. Watch your life soar. Okay? We always think that the blessings are going to come to what we're just connected to, and we got to make it happen. That's not always true. God already has some things already for you. All you have to do is keep walking towards it. So when you start walking towards things that are for you, building yourself, things like that. Those people who are not working on themselves, it's not going to stay too long. The people who did it are going to be able to tell the difference. You're going to be able to see it dead on. I promise you. I promise you. Um, that's even for people who are not believers. Okay. If you do that, if you build on yourself, you build on yourself. Like I said, not just physically, spiritually. And people talk about physical, people, they just want a physical appearance. That takes a lot of work. That takes a lot of spiritual endurance because you have to have a mindset that I'm going to get this done. People who going to get a degree, it takes a different kind of discipline. You gotta respect those disciplines because it helps you. Um, but yeah, get very much intentional. Get very much intentional. Because when you do that, you're gonna get the unintentional out, that is what you want. Okay, it might hurt, might look like it's hurt, just like a scar. You got into an accident or something. You have a wound, and it's an open wound. And it's dirty inside. They got to scrape inside to get the dirt out. It might hurt a little bit, but once it heals, it's going to come out even better than what it was before. You got younger skin, stronger, durable. Sometimes you might have a little scar. Sometimes you don't. But yeah, it always comes out better. So that is uh, that is what you want to do. Um, it's 15 minutes. Said I was gonna try to make it 20. Honestly, I don't even know what else to say because once you start doing it, you'll start seeing it. Don't get upset about the people who are revving at you or people who are doing crazy stuff. It's not gonna last. It's not gonna go. It's not gonna go too far. Don't get up. Yeah, don't get upset. Don't don't get mad because you're playing on a higher field than what they're doing. And if you're not, then you're gonna be stronger because it might be you in a lower state than the people that are around you. Now I've had that happen to me before too, but not always, not always. So um, I'm saying this because there you go. It's needed. It's needed to be said. Um, yeah, work on you, develop you. Um, People will see growth a lot. Or we witness a lot of growth. When we see growth, we usually look at it through like losing weight or something like that. And you will see people, oh, I lost pounds in 2 months, or I lost 30 pounds in 2 months, or I lost 50 pounds in 2 months, and which is good. It's really good. It takes a lot of discipline, like I said before. But think about it: if you took out negativity out of your life for 30 days, look how better you'll feel. If you took out um, looking at poor images or images that are negative. Look at it if you took up a new hobby that's going to help you out, or a new hobby for 60 days, and look and see how you feel. That's building on yourself. That's building on yourself. You know. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna get off of here because I am ready to go back in, and I know I'm gonna lose connection, even though I was trying to go for 20 minutes. I don't know. Well, we're almost there. It's 18. Um, I don't know if it's gonna make it though, but uh, yeah, I can't really. Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about that. Me winning this pageant, it took me changing my set and doing something different. Um, Reject it when it comes. Take that transition, understand what it is, and close off those negative issues, those negative things that are setting you back from holding you back from what you really want to do is to be the best person that you possibly can. I'm gonna get off of here. Hopefully, something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned. The journey tips. Bye.